For a long time, our status quo political leaders have been complacent. And I think that we need a champion, someone who understands the struggle and will take with them to Washington their lived experience. I know the struggle, and I have had experiences with dealing with the death of my own mother due to a lack of health care. And so what I'm trying to do is center folks that are hospitality workers, those that are teachers and our healthcare workers, those folks that have been on the front lines of this pandemic, Black and brown people in our communities, immigrants that live in our communities that have felt left out and forgotten. I'm running to really be the voice to highlight their issues in Washington, because I know that when we stand up together and demand more, that we're going to get more. Oh man. Oh, well, okay. If I could pick up a new skill in an instant, I think I would want the ability to speak, read, and write any language just with seeing it or hearing it, just like a native speaker. So when I am traveling around, if I go to France, or I go to the UK, or I go to, well, I guess the UK, they speak English, but if I go to like Turkey or somewhere, I'll be able to understand the language and be able to communicate. For me, that time came. I'm a big traveler. My wife and I, we travel quite a bit. My mom passed away. And I always want to, at school, going to college. I always feel like that, that my person was sending me like gas money here and there, to communicate in the person's knowledge, native language. Rationally, I don't want to be seen as the dumb American who doesn't even try to buy her health insurance. But that would be the skill. That instant when she passed away, speak, read, write, I got into this trap that a lot of families get caught up in, where you have health insurance, but it's not enough to cover the medications that you need. And so I decided at that moment that I was not going to have anybody else be in that situation. I switched my major over from kinesiology to political science and public administration. I double majored, and right out of graduation, I went right into public service. So I worked at the Department of Social Services for Fresno County here in the district, and got to help a lot of people get connected to the resources that are already available that they don't know about. And that's been the biggest thing, is we have a lot of programs, a lot of resources, and people that need them that just don't know. And so that's that moment when that light switch went off in my head, that I wanted to be the person to get people the resources that they need to not only live, but to thrive. Oh man. So there's really three things that we're kind of obsessed with. The first one is All American, which is a show on the CW. It's about a Black football star from South Crenshaw High that transfers over to Beverly Hills High School and is navigating life and all the different things that go with it. It kind of reminded me a lot of my high school days. So we've been watching that. The other thing that we've been watching is Servant on Apple TV, which is, it's M. Night Shyamalan. So if you like that weird, freaky deaky kind of show where you're like, what? That's the show for you. And then something that we just started last weekend, was this new show, also on Apple TV, With Samuel L. Jackson, it's called The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray. And Samuel L. Jackson is phenomenal in it. If this man does not win an award for this show, I'm going to be boycotting the Oscar. it is just, he's really good in it. And I think everyone should check those shows out. That's a good one. I think success comes in many different metrics. I know for me personally, if I have done everything that I can to act as a megaphone to uplift the issues that the people in my district are dealing with, if I know in my deepest heart that I've taken in everything that I've heard thus far on the campaign trail and what I'm going to hear after I get elected, and use that national platform to bring those issues to light. The fact that, the district that I live in grows a quarter of the nation's food, but we rank second in the nation in food insecurity. The fact that one out of every 3.5 people in my district are living in poverty are some of the things that I want to get out on the national platform. And I know that if I am able to do that, that's the job of a representative, to represent and put out those issues on the national platform. Oh, family tradition. So we have a couple that we've started. Probably my favorite would be every Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, after the kids wake up and we open presents and everything, we have a Hubbard family dance-off that is quite spectacular, and the videos can be seen on social media, but that is what we do every year, and it is a tradition that is, my oldest daughter is turning 6, so it will be, we started it at 2, so it will be 4-year tradition that's going on right now. The other thing that we do, and at least we try to do, is take a family vacation, which I'm starting to make a tradition, because I think it's really good for kids to be exposed to different places, different people. I think it's really broadened the horizons of my kids. Of course, the vacations that we're taking now are usually to Disney World, but we've done a couple cruises to Jamaica and Mexico, and I think it's getting them into this mindset that there are different places, there are different people and different cultures, and to respect those things can't be a bad lesson. I have a couple, actually, and the first one is actually thanks to Collective. I was able to meet one of my political role models at the 5-year anniversary event that happened in Washington, D.C. The distinguished Congresswoman from St. Louis, Cori Bush, had to be a highlight for me. My family hails from East St. Louis, and so getting to talk to a person who is fighting for their community on the front line, someone who has embraced things that other folks are running away from, like Black Lives Matter, or like the movement to reallocate police resources to invest in our community, is something that's political bravery, and it's something that I really admire her, and I'm so happy and grateful that I had the opportunity to talk about her and also listen to a little Nas while we were there. And the second thing that's been really awesome is having the opportunity to talk to people who I don't think I would on an everyday basis. When I'm going out canvassing, I'm really surprised at the folks that are are maybe have a different political view, philosophy than I do, but are really wanting the same things. I talk to a lot of Republicans in this area, and issues like healthcare are some of the things that we have this connection with. And I think that a lot of the times what gets lost in the media translation, the news cycles, is that want to pit people against each other, this party and that party, is that at the end of the day, we're all trying to take care of our families. We all want to work hard and be successful. And actually having the ability to live and experience that with other folks has been really awesome. I'm a little bit talk about TV. I'm a little bit of a TV junkie, and I have actually watched the entirety of the West Wing series. Like, I think 6, we're rewatching it now, so 7 times in the course of this, in the course of my life. I've watched the entire series like 7 times. So I'm a little bit of a political junkie, a little bit of a TV junkie, but it is that experience of watching the television program where people are different, but that they are engaged in the work of bettering our country, that I think is what has drawn me to the TV series and why I continue to watch it, even though I've watched it several times.